Okay, fellas, how you doing? We are back at the tablet, unfortunately. So I got excited for nothing. I thought that was hilarious, but it's okay. Um, it's okay. I'm just glad that we're at least able to continue on with the service of Yahuah, especially the Shabbat or some Shabbats. Okay, so we're going to jump right at it. Okay, so obviously we don't know what's going on with the laptop. I guess we decide Yahuah willing is to get another laptop. Okay. Um, All right, so let's jump right into it. All right, let's go to verse 11. Okay. All right. Now let's just go back to chapter 9 and verse 8. Okay. So it says, Yahuwah spoke to Noah and to his sons, and saying, and I behold, I established my covenant with you and with your seed after you. Okay. And with every living creature that is with you, the fowl of the cattle and every beast of the earth, with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. Verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there be any more to be a flood to destroy the earth. Let me stop here real quick. He said, hey, listen, I'm not going to cause that big flood again. Okay? That very gigantic height of water, guys. Okay? That's one, prove that Yahuwah does exist. Do we have a big flood ever happen to a second time? Not really. Now, I ain't talking about tsunamis. That's cheating. I'm not talking about the major typhoons of water. No. We're talking about a major standard water, guys. A super ocean. Above. Completely above everything. The mountains. We're not talking about. That's not going to happen a second time. Okay? Proof right here. It made a covenant through Noah, and it went on to the others. Abraham, Yaakov, Isaac. Okay, Isaac, Jacob, and Abraham, right? You guys can't tell me that Yahuwah don't exist. Well, he does, proving that he never, second time, have caused a major, gigantic, tall flood. Okay, let's continue. Verse 12. And Yahuwah said, oh Lord, this is the sign of the covenant which I make between me and you and every little creature that is with you. Oh, we are called creatures, by the way, fellas. Did y'all know that? Okay. For forever or perpetual generations. That's cool. That is a loving covenant. That is proof to us that not only that Yahuwah exists, but he loves us so much that he won't even cause a second flood on the earth, guys. Okay. All right. So verse 13 is more interesting. Okay. I do set my bow, okay, in the cloud, and it should be for a sign of a covenant between me and the earth. Fellas, bow is short for rainbow. Did y'all know that? Have y'all noticed that y'all seen rainbows in the puddle, in the water? Oh, for the reflection of the clouds. Did we not see that? Oh, doesn't that show that Yahuwah do exist in that situation? Absolutely. I could just end the video right now. This is the biggest conviction right here. No, not a second major flood. And then tomorrow a rainbow, a bow or a rainbow that you see in the gray clouds. Come on, fellas. That you see in the front. I seen a rainbow when I lived here still in Illinois in Bridgeview. Okay, I took a picture of it. There are people from third world countries see rainbows. I bet you my lady saw a rainbow. Did you see a rainbow? Yeah. So y'all can't tell me that Yahuwah don't. He exists. Okay, he exists. And then let's reverse this. Let's go further back in Genesis. Okay. How about the creation with Adam? Like, watch this. Let's go back. Let's go right on to chapter 2. All right. Let's go to chapter 2. Because again, you got some folks, they claim that he don't exist. You got atheists don't agree with the Father. You got folks agree that you can worship an idol. You can worship a tree, anything. That's your God. Well, I'm sorry, that's not the case here. Let's go to chapter 2, Okay, when Yahuwah created the earth, but y'all not gonna still agree with that. Some of y'all not. Y'all go foolishly still agree that he don't exist, which is stupid. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on chapter 2 and verse 8. Let me make sure I get this. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm gonna start in verse 1, chapter 2, verse 1. The firmaments and the earth were finished. Okay, and all the hosts of them. On the seventh day, the Most High, or Yahuah, ended his work which he made, and he stopped on the seventh day, or quote unquote rested or stopped. Okay, because maybe Yahuwah never sleeps. Keep that in mind. Okay, from all his word that had made, verse 3, and Yahuwah favored the seventh day and set apart it or kadushed it. Okay. Now, mind you, now I know it says sanctified, but sanctified is a pagan word. In the near future or in the future, I'm gonna talk about words, fellas. You're willing, certain words we just have to be careful saying. Okay. Anyway, because that and it he had rested from all his work which you had created made. These are the generations from the firmament and on the earth when they were created, and the day that Yahuwah made the earth and the firmaments, commonly called heavens, okay, or heavens, okay. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth. Who did that? The Father. Did he not put plants on the earth, created it? Yes. Okay. And every herb of the field before it grew. For Yahuwah had not caused rain upon the earth, and that was not meant to till the ground or work the ground, till or work. Okay. But there went up a mist of the earth and watered the full face of the ground. Verse 7. And Yahuwah formed the man of the dust of the ground. That he not formed it. Come on, y'all. He formed man out of the ground. If you cut your flesh, I'm not telling you to redo it, but I'm just saying, if you cut your flesh and you touch your bone and you scrape it, what's going to come out, fellas? Dirt. Okay. So in other words, we all humans have something in common. We are made of dust, my friends. That's why you need to learn how to love each other, no matter what culture you're from. Quit showing racism. Yahuwah giving us a heart, bones, flesh, teeth, breath for a man for a reason. Okay. This is gorgeous to prove that he exists. Let's continue. Okay. Man from the dust and breathe into his nostrils. If you blow your skin, do you see any air or any cartoon type smoke come out your mouth? No, you see nothing, but you feel it. That's beautiful. That's the wind. Where'd it come from? Let's read it again. Yahuwah formed the man of the dust of the ground and breathed, right, into his nostrils. It's already deep already. He breathed into the nostril the breath of life. Okay. Guess what, fellas? Did you know when you sleep, we are enjoying Yahuwah's supply through his breath? Some of y'all don't even know that. When you put the fan on, that's representing Yahuwah's atmospheric area of the fan, the wind. When you go outside, you feel the wind. That's Yahuwah's creation, do you? Why y'all think it say, oh, it feels so good when you sweat? You enjoying Yahuwah's supply, creation. Okay, the wind. Right? My breath ain't stinking, so don't even worry that. Y'all probably thinking that. Okay, because I brush my temples every day. My ladies express every day, every night. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. He breathed to the breath and nostril light, and he became a living spirit, a living soul. Guys, we have the same thing. Why do you think we able to move? Where does the move come from? It may sound a little spooky to some of y'all. Well, the movement comes from a few things. Your soul. Did y'all know that? Your soul, guys. But some of y'all believe in science. Y'all say that the body moves from the blood supply. That's a lie. The blood, see, now I got to sound a little scientific, a little bit in a positive way. The blood, first of all, y'all know how the blood circulates your body for your veins and help you to work out, lift weights, make love, eat, help you to have a little strength through your muscles. But when you move and speak, that's from your soul. Okay, that's from your soul, guys. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Now, he created man. He put breath in him and much more. It proved that he does exist, fellas. You can't say he don't exist. Okay. This Savior did everything. He didn't need help. Some of y'all claim he needed help. Y'all say Jesus was in the Old Testament. Nope. No. He existed. He created the earth by himself. He didn't need help. He need no equal. Okay? Now, let's go further down. Let's go to verse 21. And Yahuah caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man. And he slept till one of his ribs caused the flesh tear thereof. Okay. And the rib which Yahuah had taken from man became a woman. Okay. This is how y'all women came in. But some of y'all claim that, well, I'm your mother. I created you. Y'all parents need to quit saying that. No offense. Not being mean. Well, it won't be mean. I'll be mean today. But y'all mothers got that bad. Y'all keep saying, I created you. No, you did not do anything. You were pregnant. You did the job. You carry out the baby. Okay. I said for 9 months of hard labor. I get it. But Yahuah still made the creation through y'all body. Okay. Through the birth. Without Yahuah, there would be no pregnancy. There would be no human being. Okay. Now, bar to the man said, this time bone my bone, flesh my flesh. She should be called woman because she's taken out of the man. Okay. Now, we already got some few pointers. First of all, we got to prove that Yahuah will not cause a flood again, right? The major flood. That's the number one thing to prove that Yahuah exists. And then talk about the rainbow. Y'all be seeing rainbows, but y'all still don't agree they exist. Some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. And now we got this creation of man, humans, correct? Started Adam. We're the same way. Blowing the breath, you don't see the air, do you? You feel it, don't you? Right? Let's go ahead and continue with this proof that Yahuah exists. Let's go on to let's stay in Genesis. How about Joseph's interpretation when he interpreted 2 dreams from with the chief butler and the chief baker? Let's go to Genesis chapter 39. How about that? Okay. Genesis 39. No, my apologies for chapter 40. I was real close at it. Chapter 40. If y'all still don't agree to who is this after this whole video, I don't know what to tell you. Y'all need to quit worshiping idols and worship the creator. Y'all may say, well, where is he? No, he's invisible. He's everywhere. Okay. Now, let's go to verse 5 in Genesis chapter 40. Look what it says. I'm sorry, I should go right in between us. Okay, so Genesis chapter 40, verse 5. Okay, and so it says, and they dreamed a dream, both of them, each man his dream in one night. And then it says, each man according to the interpretation of his dream, the butler, okay, or the chief butler, okay, and the baker of the king of Egypt, or Matarum, okay, which were bound in prison. And Joseph came in to them in the morning and looked upon them. And behold, they were sad, right? They were very sad, or very distraught. Then it says, and he asked Pharaoh officer there with him, and were of his Lord's house, saying, wherefore you look so sad today? And they said to me, we have dreamed a dream. There's interpretation, no interpreter of it, right? So there's no interpreter. Then it says, and Joseph said to you, do not interpretations belong to Yahuah? Did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? So now we got another proof that Yahuah exists. He was talking about interpretation come from the Father only. But I know y'all want to believe in some damn psychic. Y'all into the clairvoyant. Y'all into the horoscope. Y'all believe in messages, do that shit. And you think that's going to help you get your interpretation? No. To know who you are, know what to do, quit. Y'all need to quit following that stuff, man. That's dangerous. Okay, that is dangerous, man. I promise you that. You don't want to follow those things. Okay? He says, he asked a question out of an answer. He was like, hey, do interpretations belong to the Father? So in other words, when we dream of something, y'all want to use magic to interpret dreams. Stop doing it. Y'all want to use mysticism. And no, 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 no. Okay, that's not proving that Yahuah exists. To prove Yahuah exists when you interpret the dream and it makes sense, and it come to pass. By the way, it comes true. Now we're talking about dreams that is a warning type dream, good dreams. Okay, okay. Bad dreams, I'm gonna put a skip on them because bad can become from the enemy, can harass you, give you something, or it could be probably warning. It all depends. Okay. Now, I'm not Joseph. I'm not the best on interpreting. I don't, I'm not like that in a way. But if you understand it, you interpret from Yahuah. But anyway, let's continue. So, tell me then, I pray you, right? Verse 8. Verse 9 says, the chief butler told his dream to Joseph or Yusuf and said to him, my dream, behold, a vine was before me. Verse 10. And the vine were 3 branches, and it was though it budded, and her blossoms shot forth, and the clusters thereof brought forth ripe grapes. Verse 11. And Pharaoh's cup was in my hand, and I took the grapes and pressed them into Pharaoh's cup, and I gave the cup into Pharaoh's hand. Okay. And Joseph said to him, this is the interpretation of it. The 3 branches are 3 days. Which is, well, actually, fellas, like a parable. Dreams could be a parable. Did y'all know that? Figure of speeches, right? 3 branches are 3 days that he had. And then verse 13, yet within 3 days, Pharaoh shall lift up your head and restore you into your place, and you shall deliver Pharaoh's cup to his hand after the former manner when you were his butler. Okay. Interesting interpretation from Yahuah for the sake of the chief butler. Okay. See, now as you see that this is proof that Yahuah exists. He interpreted, right? Let's continue, right? Verse 14, but think on me when it should be well with you, and show kindness, I pray you, and to me, and make mention to me of Pharaoh to me out of this house, okay, or prison, okay. Verse 15, for indeed I was stolen away out of the land of the Hebrews, or Abrum, and here also have I done nothing, that they should put me into the dungeon, okay. When the chief baker saw interpretation good, he said to Joseph or Yusuf, I also in my dream, behold, I had 3 white baskets in my head. Now this is the chief baker talking, right? And and the uttermost basket was there. I'm sorry. And the uppermost basket there was all manner of baked meats for Pharaoh, and the birds they eat them out of the basket upon my head. Verse 18. It says, and Yusuf answered and said, this is the interpretation thereof. The 3 baskets are 3 days. Excuse me. Yeah, within 3 days shall Pharaoh lift up your head from off you and shall hang you on a tree. Now that's not a good dream there. Okay. And the birds shall eat your flesh from off you. My goodness. And it came to pass on the 3rd day, which was Pharaoh's new year, that he made a feast unto all the servants, and he lifted up the child of chief butler. Right? See how this stuff is coming true, fellas? This is coming to pass. Okay. And of the chief baker among the servants, and he restored the chief butler. That's the first dream. The chief butler's first dream interpreted, remember? Right? And to his butlership again. So his job got reinstated. He got reinstated back to his job, right? And gave the cup to Pharaoh's hand, just like the dream, right? Came to pass. But he hanged the chief baker, just like the other guy, his dream, right? As Yusuf had interpreted to them. Okay? You guys can't tell me Yahuah don't exist. It's another witness, Joseph. The interpretation was qualified of the father of what he was saying. Okay. Now let's go to the book of Daniel or Daniel. Okay. Prove that you exist, right? Okay. Daniel. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel is another witness. Okay. Daniel was a righteous man. He followed Yahuah in his life. So Daniel, all right, that's 1087. Daniel is so low. Okay, so let's go to I think it should be in Daniel chapter 5. Okay, Daniel was an interpreter like Joseph. Okay, but I'm reading to this to prove witness of this. Okay. All right, so we're going to start in verse 1 in chapter 5. A lot of reading here, so be patient with me. All right. Balthasar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 princes and drank wine before the 1,000. Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels, which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple, which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, women, his concubines might drink therein. Then they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of Yahuah, which was at Jerusalem. And the king, his princes, women, his concubines drank in them. They drank wine and they praised the God of gold, right? Now Yahuah, this is something else. They worship a deity, right? Of silver and brass, iron, wood, and stone. Like today, people do that. Verse 5, the same hour, came fourth finger. The same hour came fourth fingers of a man's hand and rolled over against the menorah. Okay. Upon a place of the wall of the king's palace. Then the king saw part of the hand that wrote. Then the king's countenance was changed, or face was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loose and his knees smote one against another. Verse 7, the king cried aloud to bring astrologers, Kadashim, and the soothsayers. What are those people, guys? Oh, those are interpreters from Satan. Soothsayers, interpreter of Satan, and then you have your astrologer, now it depends on astrology, because you got folks that study the stars, nothing wrong with that, but they ain't got people that worship the stars through horoscopes. Okay, false stargazing. Okay, Yahuah is against that. All right. And the king spoke and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read this writing, show me interpretation thereof, shall be clothed in scarlet. Okay, and have a chain of gold around his neck, and shall be their ruler in the kingdom. Then came in all the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing. Okay, so they couldn't read the mysterious writing on the wall. Well, let's continue, right? Nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Then it says, then was King Balthasar were greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his princes were surprised or astonished. Okay. Now the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his princes, came into the banquet house. And the queen spoke and said, O king, live forever, let not your thoughts trouble you, nor let your face be changed. There is a man in your kingdom in whom is the set apart spirit, Yahuah, as in days of your father, light, understanding, and knowledge. Like the knowledge of Yahuah is found in him. Okay, we're going to deal with knowledge as well. We're going to deal with knowledge, prove that Yahuah exists, also of knowledge. Okay, fellas? All right. Whom the king Nebuchadnezzar, your father, the king, I say, your father made master of the magicians, astrologers, Katzim, and soothsayers. Verse 12, for as much as an excellent spirit, knowledge, and understanding, interpreting of dreams. Did we not just talk about earlier that Joseph interpreted two men, their dreams? Now we got a second one. Look at this. Okay, and showing of hard sentences or understanding what people are saying, hard speech. Okay, and dissolving of doubts were found in the same Daniel. Now go Daniel, right? Whom the king named Belshazzar. Okay. Balthasar, excuse me. Now let Daniel be called. Now they want Daniel now. Okay. Be called, and he will show the interpretation. Right. Now remember, Daniel was a man of Yahuah. Okay. Verse 13. Then was Daniel brought before the king, and the king spoke and said to Daniel, are you that Daniel, which are the children of captivity of Yahudah, whom the king my father brought out of Yahudah? Verse 14, I've heard of you that the Ruach of Yahuah is in you. Come on. And that light and understanding and excellent knowledge is found in you. Right? Okay, let's continue. And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known interpretation thereof, but they could not show interpretation of the thing, right? And I've heard of you that you can make interpretations and dissolve doubts, And now if you can read the writing and make known to me interpretation thereof, you shall be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about your neck. And you should be third ruler in the kingdom. Now that's a cool deal. Who don't want that deal, right? Verse 17, then Daniel answered and said, before the king, let your gifts be to yourself and give your words to another. Yet I will read the writing interpretation to the king and make known to him the interpretation. Okay. O King, the Most High Lord, the Nebuchadnezzar, your father, kingdom and majesty, yours in esteem and honor. Verse 19, and for the majesty that he gave them, all people and nations and languages trembled and feared before him, whom he would slew or murder, or kill, depends on the situation, and whom he would be kept alive, and whom he would set up, and whom he would put down. Verse 20, but when his heart was lifted up, and his mind hardened in pride, he was exposed from this kingly throne. And it took his esteem from him. And verse 21, and he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like to beasts. His dwelling wild as the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen. His body was met with dew of the firmament. So he knew that Most High Lord ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appoints over it whomsoever he will. And you, his son, O Balthasar, have not humbled your heart, though you knew all this, but have lifted up yourself against Yahuah of Shemayahu, or quote unquote heaven, and they have brought the vessels of this house before you, and you and your princes, your women, and your concubines have drunk wine in them, and you have praised Elohim, or more than one god of silver, more than one god of gold, brass, iron, wood, and stone, which you see here and unknown, and Yahuah, whose only breath and your breath is. Okay, see that? He says, and Yahuah, in whose hand your breath is, proving that Belteshazzar breathed as Yahuah created through the breath. Okay, it's just like the book of Genesis. All right, so they made witness of the breath. Okay, it's Yahuah's breath in us, fellas. We all have his breath. Okay, and whose are all your ways? Have you not esteemed? Verse 24. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and the writing was written, and this is the writing that was written: Menah Shakal Parak. This interpretation thing, Menah, means Yahuah has numbered your kingdom and finished it. So that's Menah. Now, mind you, this was Daniel interpreting the writing, guys. He was interpreting the hard sentence. Okay, this guy is wise from Yahuah. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is a cool ability. Okay. Verse 27, Shakal, you are weighed in the balances and are found wanting. Verse 28, Parak means your kingdom is divided and given to Madai and the Persians. That's the interpretation, guys, from Yahuah through Daniel. Okay. He interpreted the hard sentence. Nobody else can do it. All right. They commanded Belteshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain around his neck and clothed and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be third ruler in the kingdom. Y'all cannot tell me Yahuah don't exist. This brother interpreted the writing. Okay, Yahuah given that privilege, the opportunity to interpret the hard writing. More proof that he exists right here. How much more proof do y'all need? But again, some of y'all not gonna still agree, and that's obvious. Some of y'all might be convicted and leave from idol worshiping and come to Yahuah. Hopefully, okay. We're not done. Let's continue because this is fun to talk about. Let's how about go to us? Actually, no. You know what? Let's stay in Daniel. Yeah. Let's stay right on. Let's stay right in Daniel. Let's go to chapter 7. Daniel interpret the man's dream. Let's go to that one. The man interpret the dream. Now we got on. He interpret the writing. Okay, the hard sentence, the hard saying. Okay, now he interpret the dream. Let's go to chapter 7, verse 1. Start from there. In the first year In the first year, Belshazzar, king of Babel, Daniel had a dream, okay, and vision of his head upon his bed. And then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spoke and said, I saw my vision by night, and behold, four winds of the firmament strode upon the great sea. Verse 3, and four beasts came up from the sea, the verse one for another. Okay, I think it's where he interpreted. Let me just make sure. Hold on. Let me just make sure I got this correct, because I don't want to just read for nothing. Hold on. Let me make sure I got it. Let me see here. Okay. Because sometimes we can. Okay. Yeah, this might be it. Sure, I got it. Okay, yeah, this has to be it. At either he interprets his own dream or Balthasar. So let's continue here. My fault here. Let's go back in verse 2 in chapter 7 to start back in there. Daniel spoke some vision, spoke and said, some vision, 9, and behold, 4 winds. Okay, right. Verse 3, and 4 great beasts came up, and from the sea, different from another, or diverse, one from another. Then it says the first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings. Behold, till the wings thereof was plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made to stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast is second, like to a bear, and it raised itself on one side, and had 3 ribs in the mouth of it, between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, arise, devour much bodies of flesh. Okay. So this was the vision he was having. Let's continue. After this, I behold, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings and of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and had a great iron teeth. It devoured, broke in pieces, and stamped the remnant with the feet of it, and it was diverse or different from the beasts that were before it. And it had 10 horns, and I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked the batter roots, and behold, and this thorn and this horn were like the eyes of man, the mouth of speaking great things. I behold, until the thrones were cast down, the ancient of days did sit in it, whose garments was the white as snow, and hair of his head were like pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his feet and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued came forth from before him. 1,000 men served unto him, ministered to him, and 10,000 before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open, or started from, or books were open. I behold then, because of the voice of the great words which the horn spoke, I behold till the beast was slain, and his body was destroyed and given to the burning flame. Verse 12, as concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, and yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a period of time. I saw, verse 13, I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like a son of man came with the clouds of this firmament of heaven, and came into the ancient of days, and they brought him near before him. Verse 14, and there was given him dominion and esteem in the kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which should not be destroyed. Verse 15, I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit, in the midst of my body, and the vision of my head troubled me. I came near to them as to by ask the truth of all this. So he told me, and he made me know the interpretation of the things. Once again, interpretation. He interpreted the things that he had in the vision. He reminds me of Joseph. Yahuah giving these guys abilities to interpret dreams. Let's continue. These great beasts which are the four are four kings. Now here you go interpreting. Here you go interpreting. The great beasts, right, which are four kings, which shall rise of the earth. Okay, but the fallen ones of the Most High, or Elohim, shall take the kingdom and possess kingdom forever, and even forever and ever. And fellas, y'all know that's gonna be happening in real life. I'm just saying. Anyway, then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was different from all the others, or diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth were as iron, his nails of brass, which devoured and broke in pieces, and stamped the remnant with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and the other which came up, and before whom 3 failed. Even of that horn that had eyes and mouth, which spoke great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. I behold, in the same hour made war with the fallen ones, and prevailed against them, until the ancient days came, and justice was given to the fallen ones of the Most High. And the time came that the fallen ones possessed the kingdom, and thus he said, the fourth beast should be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse and different from all the kingdoms, and shall destroy the whole earth, or devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Verse 24, and the 10 horns out of the kingdom are 10 kings that shall rise. He continued to interpret, fellas, right? Arise, 10 kings, or 10 horns, right? Shall rise, and another shall rise after them, and it should be different from the first, and shall destroy or subdue 3 kings. Okay, I think it's 3 out of the 10 horns, not mistaken. And it should speak great words against the Most High, should wear out the fallen ones of the Most High, or Elohim, and if they could change times and laws, okay, and they should be given to his hand, period of time, times, divided of time, okay, which kind of remind me of holidays versus feast days. Those are called change of times. Did y'all know that? This came from Daniel saying this stuff happened in real life. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. Change of times. Okay, you know how people say 12 o'clock is the morning? That's change of time. That's stupid. No, it's not. 12 o'clock midnight is not the morning. Y'all get my point? Okay. Verse 26, where the judgments shall sit, and they shall take away the dominion to consume, destroy it until the end. And the kingdom, dominion, and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole Yahuah shall be given to the people of the fallen ones of the Most High, whose kingdom is everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Who? Yahuah. Okay. Verse 28, hitherto is the end of this matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations which must trouble me, and my face changed me, but I kept the matter in my heart. Once again, how much proof do y'all want? This brother interpreted a long dream, which was coming to pass in reality. But some of y'all not will still agree with it. Y'all will still not believe in that. Y'all will say, oh, this is still myth. It's just a book you're reading. No, this is real. Okay? This is real stuff. I tell you what, I'll give y'all testimony to prove you who exists. My woman couldn't even drink cold drinks. Okay? She couldn't even drink not even one sip of cold water. She told me every time she drank cold something, she get a throat sore. She get a sore throat or some type of sore palate. Okay? And me agreeing with the Father, and me and her agree with the Father, I pray for her. Okay? And somehow she's drinking cold liquids. Now, y'all might say, well, that was just a luck. No, it wasn't no luck. It was Yahuah through prayer. I didn't even have any remedies. I was in jail for something I didn't do. Another testimony. In 2013, something I didn't do. Injury to a child case, which I didn't do, right? When I was in jail, I was like, you know what, right? And you know, it's hard for most men to be free from that case. Most men go to prison for injury to a child. I didn't go to prison. He will free me from that within 4 months period. In jail, I read the scriptures, did my workout, served 10 inmates. 10, 13 inmates. I focused on Yahuah in jail, and he freed me from that. Y'all cannot tell me Yahuah don't exist. He do exist. I read your pointers in the book. Some of y'all got miracles, don't even acknowledge it. Like, for example, y'all men that's married to your wives, y'all nearly got to a car accident, you still alive. That's proving Yahuah exists. He protected your ass in the car, didn't he? You might say, well, that was like, no, Yahuah protected you for a reason. Could have got to a big accident. Some of y'all died and came alive. Let's go to Psalms. Let's go to Psalms. I'm proving to you now that he exists. We proven to y'all now that he exists. How much more do you want? Now, if you know he exists, leave your God alone and worship the real Savior. Leave church. Leave Mary and your damn Buddha, whatever, and come to Yahuah. Okay? Follow his commandments. How about that? If you prove an action exists, then go and leave your idols and worship the Father. Simple. Worship the Father. Okay? Worship the Father. Psalms 97, verse 10. What does that say? Let's go there, please. To prove that Yahuah exists, Psalms 97, verse 10. What does it say? That you that love Yahuah hate evil. He guards the souls of his people. He delivers them out of the hand of the wicked. Come on, man. Some of y'all was chased by a gang group and never get touched by a gang. Yahuah protected you, didn't he? Some of y'all women are abused as bad as shit. Your husband died out of nowhere in his sleep. That's nobody but Yahuah. Yahuah caused death on your husband. You became a widow for a good reason. Huh? The man was very abusive to you. Did you not been free? And your children? So what I read right here, let me just say this. Let me speak logic real quick. If I'm sitting here not robbing banks, not being a consumer of drugs, okay, or not, taking drugs, taking heroin, all that, got a job working, right? Treating folks with respect, no matter what culture they are. Come on, I'm preaching, right? I'm able to help the poor. I mean, I always help the poor, but I may help the poor money or something to help them out when they need some food. Loving my wife or wives, okay, or concubines, love my children, teaching them what's right between right and wrong, right? Not divorcing my family, not divorcing my wife or wives, correct? Not hate my own family and not hate my in-laws. Those 10 things and more prove something of this verse, 97 verse 10 in Psalms, right? It has to be a proof because that's called essence, fellas. A toddler, look, listen, no, I ain't gonna say toddler. A 7-year-old, listen, an average 7-year-old say hi to a stranger. But us grown-ass adults, we have a stinking-ass attitude against each other, we adults, but a child can say hi to you. Where does that come from? Yahuah's love. Why do y'all smile when a child say hi to you? That is Yahuah's favor through his love for us. Man, let's prove that. Let's prove that. Let's stay in Psalms. Y'all need to look at the signs Yahuah exists. My God, if Yahuah wasn't here, we would be evil. Let's say we got created and Yahuah wasn't even here. We'd be murdering ourselves every freaking day. It'd be nothing left. Give it a week. This place be desolate. Man, Yahuah, man, listen, you got people still saying hi to you in a tough life we're living in. Listen, you got the poor that will say hi to you. Listen, you will have murderers will repent in jail or prison and become a different person. That proves that Yahuah is that he exists. Right? There are millions of ways that Yahuah exists. Millions. Millions or more than a million. Psalms 27:1. What does that say? Psalms 27:1. And then after that, we're going to go right on ahead to the same chapter in verse 7. Y'all need to focus and pay attention to what I'm saying here. But some of y'all can still believe. Y'all can still believe, no, y'all freaking idol. Y'all will say he don't exist still. Because your head is filled with rebellion. Yahuah is my light and my salvation. Okay? Whom shall I fear? Yahuah said to my life, of whom shall I be afraid? When it's talk about light, let's talk about joy, hope, and care, and much more. When it's talk about light, let's go down to verse 7. Hear, O Yahuah, when I cry with my voice, have mercy also upon me and answer me. Some of y'all be praying and he give you the answer when your prayers. Some of y'all women cry so hard when your husband treats you like shit and they hear your prayer and it works. But y'all still live like fools. Yes, some of y'all men the same way. Y'all be crying because you ain't got no job. Y'all cry your ass off. You want to fight on your knees, you ain't no job. Yahuah try to give you favor. Okay, he did, but y'all still don't prove that you want to worship him. We have adopted children have better lives. Have y'all noticed that? We got rich, some rich people will adopt a child and the child become a better, well-behaved person. That proves you who exists, fellas. Okay, let's keep going to more verses. Let's continue going to more verses here. Okay. 31:1. What does that say? 31:1 and Psalms. Very good verse here. Okay. In you, O Yahuah, do I put my trust. Let me never be ashamed. Okay. Deliver me in your righteousness. Some of y'all people are very depressed. Y'all go to rehab. And we all go to rehab, you guys become better and better. Y'all be able to cope with depression. And now you have a better life. You're able to get married. Not the system, I ain't talking about that, but get into a relationship with somebody. And now you have a child and the man, loves you. That's proving you who exists. You guys have got better against depression. Some of y'all been stuck on drugs, prostitution, masturbation. Y'all go to rehab for that. And y'all been free from that for going on 6 months. Now going on 2 years, now 5. Y'all had a clean slate that long. Yahuah exists through rehabs too, brother. Some of y'all are hungry to death, right? There are interesting restaurants, and I'm not talking McDonald's, I ain't talking Burger King, but I'm talking about specific restaurants that people get you free food without charging anything. That proves Yahuah exists. You can't tell me that Yahuah don't exist. Let's go to 1 Kings. I'm very excited today. I'm very excited today, guys, to speak this out today. Okay? Y'all can't tell me Yahuah don't exist. He do. He do exist. He do exist. Yeah. Okay? When men treat their women right and their family, Yahuah exists. Proving that too. When a man know how to treat his family, that proves Yahuah exists. When his wife can trust her man, Yahuah exists. Mm-hmm. Well, some of y'all don't still believe that. Y'all still say, "Oh, well, that was luck. He read some books about how to be bright." No. It just Yahuah exists. Stop playing. Now, 1 Kings, we're talking about Elijah got fed by ravens. The dude had nothing. He was at a moment of like being in poverty, and Yahuah sent the ravens to feed him. Let's go to 1 Kings. I think that's chapter 19. Hold on. Let me make sure that's correct. Hold on now. But it's getting hot up in this kitchen. I need 15 fans over here. 15. So, let me see something. Wait a minute. I'm trying to find it, guys. Hold on. I know ravens came and fed him. I think it was ravens or vultures. You know, vultures eat human flesh, by the way. But yeah, let me see. I'm trying to find that. My goodness. I'm trying to find that. Oh, it's between these chapters. I know it. I gotta find it. Okay, you know what? Let's just go 19. This is different, but it's a similar situation. Okay, because first of all, Elijah was stressed out. Jezebel gave Elijah a hard time. He wanted to come after Elijah the prophet. Let's read verse 1 and chapter 19, please. Okay. I almost sure if I read it and I just looked at it too fast, but okay, it says, told Jezebel, Elijah who had done, with how he killed all the prophets with the sword. Now, these were false prophets with the sword. Okay. Then Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah saying, so let the deity do unto me as more also, if I make not your life as the life of them by tomorrow about this time. That was a threat to the prophet. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life and came to Beersheba, which belonged to Yahuah, and left his servant there. But himself went on a day's journey into the wilderness and came to sat down a juniper tree and requested for himself that he might die. So he wanted to have death. I think it's like suicide. He forget this is too much for me, the journey. Right. And he said, it is enough now, Yahuah, take away my life. Yep. He wanted his life, he took him, right? For I am not be better than my fathers. And as he lay and slept underneath the juniper tree, behold, a messenger, right? I'm going to talk about angels in the future, guys, okay? A messenger touched him, okay? Touched him, met him, okay? And said to him, arise and eat. Now, mind you, this messenger was a human / spirit, okay? This was a special being, all right? I can't wait to talk about angels in the future, guys. This is some real stuff, man, okay? So the messenger came, right? Verse 6, and he looked, behold, there was a cake. Oh, man, I want to buy some cake, I'm just saying that. Yeah, buy some cake, babe. All right. Yeah. Why not? Cake, bacon on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head, and he did eat and drink, right, and laid him down again. And the messenger of Yahuah came again a second time and touched him and said, rise, eat, because the journey is too great for you. And he rose and he did eat and drink, and went in strength of the meal 40 days and 40 nights, and took out the mouth of Yahuah. See? So here go another witness that Elijah was witness that Yahuah caused the messenger to feed him. Okay. And this kind of reminds me of, Psalms 97. Okay, love you, you're going to hate evil. So when you hate evil, you're going to help people out, right? Okay, now, let's go into another example. Let's go to another more witnessing, okay? A lot of scriptures, but hey, you know what? Scriptures got to be real. Let's go to 1 Kings. Let's stay in 1 Kings, I'm sorry. Let's stay in 1 Kings chapter 3 with Solomon. Okay, Solomon requested the Father to give him understanding, right? Let's go to that one. Okay, I think it's in 1 Kings chapter 3, not mistaken. And let's look for that. Okay, let me see here. All right, let's start verse 1. This might be it. So it says, and Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter and brought her to the city of David. So he made an end of building his own house and the house of Yahuah, and the wall of Jerusalem bound about. Only the people sacrificed in high places, because there was no house built into the name of Yahuah until those days. And Solomon loved Yahuah, walking the statutes of David, his father. Did you see that? That's also proof there, right there, that Solomon, he simply kept the commandments. He loved Yahuah. Okay, yes, he's invisible, fellas. I did a teach on that. But Solomon, by loyalty, okay, commonly called faith, that's a pagan word, but by loyalty, he followed the Creator. He followed the Father. right? He agreed on the writing. Okay. Okay. So verse 4, and the king went to Gayun to sacrifice there. And it says, for that was a great high place, 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer to the altar. And Gayun, Yahuah appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. And Yahuah said, ask what I should give you. And Solomon said, you have shown into your servant Daud, my father, great mercy, according to as he walked before you in truth and righteousness and the brightness of heart with you. And you have kept for him with this great kindness that you have given him a son to sit in the throne as it is this day. And now you you have made your servant king instead of David, my father, but I am but a little child. Okay, this he was a boy. Wow, interesting. Okay. I know not how to go out or come in. Your servant is in the midst of your people, which you have chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered, nor counted for a multitude of many people. Verse 9, give therefore your servant an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this? So you're so great a people. And the speech, please Yahuah, right? So the prayer, please Yahuah, right? Did he get knowledge that he asked for? Let's find out. And Solomon asked this thing, and Yahuah said, because you have asked this thing, and I asked for yourself long life, neither have asked riches for yourself, nor have asked life of your enemies, but I asked for you to understand, to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to your words, and I give you a wise and understanding heart, and that there is none like you before you, neither after you shall rise like unto you. That is cool, guys. This is another proof that Yahuah exists. Okay. This man asked Yahuah for knowledge. He gave right to him. He was a child. Look at that. Okay. He was a child, fellas. That's pretty cool. That's a miracle. And what's funny about that, when he got knowledge from Yahuah, this dude grew grand with a lot of wealth. He had property. Okay. He was polygynous. He had a great life from that. He lived well until he fell. He fell, had pagan women. But despite that, Solomon lived well. This dude lived well. Okay. Yahuah was with him. Okay. But y'all still say, well, he don't exist. What y'all want to do is y'all want to just find ways of yourself. Nope. Let's go to Proverbs, fellas. Proverbs. Even Proverbs points that he exists. The book of Proverbs. Solomon know he exists. Abraham know he exists. Iglah know that he exists. Gideon, Asa, Daud or David, Shaul, Tamar, Dinah. Keep naming examples that they know that Yahuah exists. Okay, so Proverbs 1:5. What does that say? I told you, Proverbs prove that Yahuah exists. A wise man or woman will hear and will increase learning. Right? And a man or woman understand and shall attain into wise counsels. Where does that come from? The scriptures, fellas. The scripture. Let me give y'all a testimony as proof, the proof that you exist. When I ran to my lady at the restaurant at O'Hare Airport, all right, I did my approach positively, right? She texted, called me the same day or same night. A week or two later, this woman would just ask me questions. This woman changed. It wasn't by luck or chance. It was by me just speaking the word, present her the book. And she just like, damn, well, who are you? I'm interested. I want to learn this. I want to get better. You see what I'm saying? Changed. Y'all might say that was luck. No, it was not. It was an opportunity that Yahuah presented through my actions. When you live right, you prove in yourself that he do exist. Don't play with me. When you live right and you learn, like here said in verse 5, when you learn and you increase understanding, you in the grounds of the Father that you know he exists. Y'all can't tell me he don't. He do. It's proven to your freaking actions, man. It's proven how you treat others. You can't say Buddha made me do it, or Mary, or Jesus. No, they ain't do shit. It's Yahuah through his word, through his writings. When you read and you see what you're reading and you agree with the book, you're going to act like the book. Does that make any sense? That you're proving that he do exist by reading the book, applying the book, studying the book, remembering the book, the word, the greatest book on the earth, by the way. Okay, the scriptures. Just like y'all children, y'all love video games. Y'all the same way. You know how you read your video game magazine? I mean, I like them too. I ain't had them in a long time, but I do miss them. But y'all read the magazine. What do y'all do? Y'all remember what the game you want? You remember how to do the tricks? Y'all remember it because you studied the book, the magazine, or mags, Stroke magazine. Okay? Y'all women, y'all got books too. Y'all study books of y'all go on your phone, y'all look at the pay what y'all want to shop for. Y'all pay attention details what the item is. The reason why you believe it, because it exists of when you wear it. Right? The clothes is right in front of you. You know it down there exists. Unless you burn it up. Because what happens when you burn them clothes? They don't exist no more. Okay, that's an analogy of Yahuah. So when you read the message and you study it and you apply in your head, you know he exists. But y'all don't know he exists when you say, I believe in God, that's his name. Y'all say that all the damn time, and you ain't prove that he exists. Your words can't prove that he exists. Your actions prove that he exists. Come on, White Dickens says it. Let's read it again. Let me read it again. A wise man or woman, will hear, okay, and will increase in understanding or learning, right? And the woman or man understanding shall relate or attain into wise counsels. Let's go to chapter 2 in Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs 2, verse 6, a very fun verse. Look what it says. Yahuah gives knowledge. Out of his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. What mouth? His own mouth through the words of the prophets. Right there, we got the book of Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiasticus, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Malachi, Jonah, Judges, Jasher, Genesis, Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Ezekiel, all these books. Yahuah led the prophets. He spoke through them, and y'all not listening to what I'm saying. Okay? We get knowledge through the book. Okay? That's just common sense. So when you like say he giving us knowledge, how you do it? By us reading. That's why Yahuah giving us a tongue for a reason. The tongue is used to speak kindness to others, to speak the truth to others, to speak anger to each other. You're like, how are you talking about, bro? Let me explain that. Anger. You know, we get angry for good reason, make people live better. You know how you get angry with somebody and they want to get better because they understand why you get angry? That's what I say, Indignation, either way, same way. Correction, encouragement. Our tongues were created for that, right? Then, verse 10, when knowledge into your heart, knowledge is pleasant to your spirit. So that means when your life is changed, if you loving yourself really well. Okay? This is very good. This is a very good thing to talk about. Yahuah exists everywhere, fellas. Y'all can go to a place that you know where you at. You might have a stranger asking, hey, you in the ride, sir? You in the ride? They give you a ride, call a day. Yahuah exists. You know what I'm talking about? You be lost in the woods somewhere in the damn dark. You're afraid walking in the woods, hoping that nobody bites you in the ass or some type of creature come at you. At the right time, somebody beep, beep. That's Yahuah using that driver to help you. to protect you. Fella, I can attest about that. In 2005, I remember one day I fell asleep in the train. I don't know, I tell you the story. I fell asleep in the train. It was a Metro. Okay, it was a Metro. And I fell asleep, and I supposed to get off. I supposed to get off at Palatine. I get off at Cary, right? An unknown town. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm up there calm, like, oh shit, right? And I was a Christian. I didn't know better. But so I was walking and walking and walking and walking. Didn't know where the hell I was going. And it was funny, my phone was gonna cut off on me. It was funny. My phone, I had an old ass phone. You can't even navigate. That's an older phone, cell phone. It was like a prepaid small phone. And then I called Lady I Should Love back then too, but she couldn't ask for. I was stuck and everything. I was in the dark near the train tracks and within the woods, right? Hearing noise and shit. The cops came and take me home. I think if the cops did not come, I probably would get murdered that night or got snatched. Anything could happen to me. See what I'm playing? But y'all still, some of y'all not gonna still believe that. Y'all say, oh, well, that was luck. No, that was Yahuah. I agree that was Yahuah. Yahuah used the cop. And he asked me, oh, you got the scriptures? I got the Bible. I said, yeah, I'm a Christian. He said, oh, that's good. He took my ass home. I get home there at 5 o'clock in the morning. I took the latest train at 12 o'clock. 12:30. It was a persecute. It was bad. It was really bad. No, it was near 3 or 4 o'clock. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's continue back in the word. So I'll speak that out. So, oh my goodness, man. Let's go ahead and go to trying to find something specific. Proverbs 22, verse 12. Let's go there. Proverbs 22 and 12. The eyes of Yahuah keep safe the knowledge and overthrows the words of the transgressor. That's proof that he exists. So that means when you living right, you speaking right, he got your back. He got your back, man. He got you. Okay? But some of y'all feel like, nah, that was luck. No, it wasn't luck. He got you. As long as you love him and you live right, he got your back. Remember, Yahuah is the head of all things, fellas. He created us. Okay? He created everything. He created every freaking thing. Okay? How dare y'all say he don't exist? You are the most foolish person in your freaking life if you say that. Let's go back to Psalms, fellas. 53, please. Man, I tell you, man, what a word, what a message. Psalms 53 and 1, the fool has said in his heart, there is no savior, there is no Yahuah. Corrupt are they and have done abominable iniquity. There is none to do good. Fella, did you just hear that? The reason why that's proven this point here, because it shows that proof that there is a savior that do exist. So you are a fool if you don't agree that he is. You a fool if you agree that he don't exist. That's crazy of you. Now notice it says, corrupt are they. So what that's saying is evil is a gray cover. So evil is like a black sky upon you. You can't look at nothing but the sky itself. That's black all the time. It's like you just filled with darkness. Darkness is a void against light. So when you claim that he don't exist, your life is nothing but darkness. That's all. It's funny, there's a movie called Manifest. My lady's watching Netflix. I love the episodes, but it kind of reminds me of these people, they hear things in their mind, and then when they follow what they hear, it come to pass. And when they complete it, they just served a stranger from a situation. Y'all check it out. Good movie. Okay. They would like say it was hearing things, a heartbeat, they was hearing a voice, and they followed it. Okay, some folk think they was crazy, but they followed what they heard, and allowed them to help the other people out, because they heard a voice. Kind of like with us, when we hear the word and we agree with the word, it will help us beneficially in other folks. Same thing. But y'all gonna say, I don't believe that. It's your decision. Remember, you ain't gonna force you to agree with him. Okay, it is what it is. Yahuah exists. Okay. Isaiah. Even Isaiah knows they exist. How about that? The prophet Isaiah. Let's go to him. And we're almost done for the night. Yeah, because ice cream is called my name, or ice cream cake. I mean, the pat thing. So I get cake in my mouth right now, but again, we ain't getting no cake. Damn. Shit. All right, Isaiah chapter, let's see. Isaiah 45, verse 7. Okay, proving that Yahuah exists. We'll get on this. Yahuah, Yashayahu knows that he exists, fellas. Okay, he's a witness. Isaiah been through some great things. I know he have, and his family. Okay, I can't imagine how deep he been through the stuff he knew about the Father. Okay, I formed the light. Oh, look at that. That's proof right there. That's more proof. Because guess what, fella? Good news. You know the moon and the sun we see. That's Yahuwah's creation, guys. Well, some of y'all may not agree with that, but that's Yahuwah's creation. He created that moon for us to have light at nighttime. Okay. What about the sun? Well, he created the sun so have a daytime, correct? So we can be able to see each other, see things, right? How about the sunset? Yahuwah. Have you ever noticed when you see the sunset, some of y'all feel you want to cry or have a moment of peace? Well, that's Yahuwah's peace through the sunset. Okay. I create darkness. Okay. Darkness. Okay. That means the nighttime. Okay. We have peaceful nights. Don't we not have peaceful nights? Some of y'all just got in the company with a woman. You make love to her at night. Play some good music. Enjoy the light in your rooms, whatever. So we create the night to enjoy. Right. Right. Make peace and create evil. Okay. Make peace and create evil. Evil referring to temptations and judgments. Okay. I'm not too much speak deep on that, but that's another subject itself. Evil also referring to a punishment for those who are against him. All right. Create evil. I, Yahuwah, do all these things. It didn't say I, scientists, do all these things. It didn't say I, atheists. Nope. It said I, Yahuwah. Okay. It didn't say I, Jesus, or God, or Mary. It says I, Yahuwah. Okay. I, Yahuwah, or Yahu, or Alua, or Elohim. Okay. Okay. And then it's going to be a part 2, just so y'all know about the subject. It'll be more deeper. So get ready for next week. Yahuwah willing. Get ready. Isaiah chapter. Let's see, guys. Hold on, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let's go to a few messages, and that's about it, or commonly called a few verses here. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to end it for tonight. Okay. Isaiah 27, verse 1. Okay. Isaiah, Yashayahu, 27 and 1. All right. Yeah, next time we want to the book of Job next week. Job spoke some great points about Yahuah, awesome points that exist. Okay, more about Solomon and much more. So it said, verse 1, in that day, Yahuah, which is sore and great and strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent. Okay, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that's in the sea. Uh-oh. This is ultimate proof that Yahuah exists. This is talking about that Yahuah is going to defeat Satan. Yahuah is going to come after Satan and defeat him for good. He never come back. Now, when it's talking about the sea, it's talking about people, okay? Not the water, okay? It's about people. Leviathan, and it is an example that Satan is like to be under us and come up and do something, or uses people to help him out. Lieutenants, the CIA, FBI, specific cops, religious people. You have atheists. You have the army. You got the presidents. Yes, I said presidents. Yes, I did. Yeah, y'all love them. Y'all love y'all freaking president, don't you? They part of it too. Excuse me. The governors. Yes, they work for Satan, guys. Okay, so he likes to use them to give us trouble, but for some reason, we are protected. Okay. So Yahuwah's going to come after the devil. He's going to defeat him for us. Okay. He's going to destroy him and never come back. All right. So we got to be careful of claiming that he don't exist. He do. We read a few things here tonight that he does exist. All right. We're going to two more to go. Two more messages. Okay. Let's go to Yashar, Jasher. Okay. And let's see here. Okay, it should be almost there here. So look for story of Abraham. Give me a second. Should be almost there. Knock. Noach. Let's see. Okay. Right. Okay, Abraham. Okay, let me see. Let me get closer here, right? All right. Abraham. Okay. All right, here we go. So Jasher chapter 9. And let's go in verse 11. We're going to start from this is a very cool story. And I apologize. It's more than two messengers. I apologize. Read just a final story and we end it here. Okay, I meant to say that. Sorry about that. Okay. Verse 11 in chapter 9. Abram, the son of Tarak, was waxing great or growing strength in those days in the house of Noah. And no man knew it, and Yahuwah was with him. Okay. And Yahuwah gave Abraham an understanding heart. See, here we go again. See, but let's continue. And he knew all the works of the generation were let me see, were in vain or in foolishness, and that all their gods were vain and were of no help nor avail. And Abram saw the sun shining upon the earth. Abraham said to himself, surely now this sun shines upon the earth is Yahuah. So here's the thing. What's funny about that? Abraham thought that the sun was Yahuah. Abraham was wrong. It's kind of with us. You know how we was once religious and we thought religion was of the Father and we was wrong. So we kind of like in that scenario with like Abraham. So he thought the sun was Yahuah. Let's continue. And I will serve. So Abraham wanted to serve the sun, but that's not Yahuah. Let's continue. Verse 14. Abram served the sun. See that? In that day, and he prayed to the sun, called it him. And when the evening came, the sun set as usual. And Abram said within himself, sure, this cannot be Yahuah, right? How cute that is, right? Because the sun went down, so he like, oh, that can't be Yahuah. Let's continue. In verse 15, Abram still continued to speak within himself, who is he that had made the firmament and the earth? So Abraham was a researcher, right? Who created upon the earth. Where is he? Where is he? So you want to know, where his father is. Verse 16, the night darkened over him, and he lifted up his eyes toward the west, north, south, and east, and he saw the sun had vanished from the earth or disappeared, and the day became dark. Okay. And Abram saw the stars and moon. Oh, when it said they come dark, it was just talking about like a midnight. Okay. Verse 17, or a twilight, a deep darkness. Okay. And Abram, verse 17, and Abram saw the stars and moon before him, and he said, surely this is Yahuah. So now he think that the stars and the moon was Yahuah. No, not he was wrong again, but let's continue. Let me see. Hold on, wait. Okay. And he said, surely you will create the whole earth. So he think they create the whole earth as well as man. And behold, these his servants are Yahuah around him. And Abram served the moon and prayed to it all that night. So Abraham didn't know better. Let's continue, guys. Okay, verse 18. And in the morning, when it was light and the sun shone or shined upon the earth as usual, Abram saw all the things that Yahuah, the Lord, had made upon the earth. And Abram said to himself, surely these are not Yahuah that made the earth and all mankind, but these are servants of Yahuah. And Abram remained in the house of Noah, and there knew Yahuah all his ways to serve Yahuah all days of his life. And all generation forgot Yahuah and served other deities of wood and stone and rebelled in all their days. Look at that. This proved that Yahuah exists, because prove that he went back to Noah's house and Noah showed him the real truth. And guess what Noah had, fellas? He had the scriptures in his house. He had the scrolls or scriptures. Okay. That's a cool story. Abraham thought that Yahuah was the sun, that he thought he was a moon, and then he thought it was the stars. But when he came back to Noah, that's his grandfather. Okay, by the way. Abraham was taught by Noah. Noah worshiped Yahuah perfectly. Okay. And that's what Abram got convicted. It's like, oh, Yahuah is invisible. Okay. So I just want to point that out. Fellas, we love you guys. Take it easy. Look for our next Shabbat. I don't know what time it start, maybe 4 o'clock, whatever. I noticed lately I've been a little random with time starts. Well, because, my lady, and myself, we had little relaxations, I'm not gonna get too personal on that, but we get on the next week. Hopefully you guys look at the video, be convicted, like, hey, listen, he do exist. Okay. Take some time out, think, meditate, contemplate on what you guys are worshiping. Because if y'all worshiping idols, listen, it's not going to be a promise that you could be saved. Okay.